Okay, what if I told you there was something in Egypt that made the Great Pyramids look small? I know, it sounds crazy. A wonder of the ancient world so vast, so complex, that it was described as the single greatest achievement of humanity. And then, it just vanished. This is the incredible story of the Lost Labyrinth of Egypt.
It really does sound like something straight out of a movie, doesn't it? This colossal complex, basically an archive of ancient knowledge, supposedly just swallowed by the desert. But you know, this isn't just some modern myth. This story starts over 2,000 years ago, with the people who actually saw it with their own eyes.
And this is the quote that changes everything. See, this isn't just a legend. It's a first-hand account from Herodotus, the guy they literally call the father of history. He said that if you took all the great works of the Greeks and put them together, they wouldn't even come close to the cost and labor of this one structure. His conclusion? It was simple. The labyrinth was even greater than the pyramids.
So what in the world did Herodotus actually see? He described a structure on a scale that's just so mind-boggling that, for centuries, people just wrote it off as a wild exaggeration. Let's just start with the sheer size of the thing. 3,000 rooms. Can you even picture that? According to his account, the whole thing was built on 2 levels. You had 1,500 rooms above ground and then another 1,500 in a hidden subterranean level below. We're not talking about a building anymore. We're talking about a literal city made of stone.
And this comparison right here really helps you get what Herodotus was talking about. Look, he saw the pyramids as magnificent for sure, but they were singular monuments. The labyrinth, though, it was a whole different beast. It had 12 massive enclosed courtyards and a web of passages so confusing, he claimed you couldn't get through it without a guide. This wasn't just a building, it was an experience designed to absolutely awe you and get you completely lost.
And you know what? Herodotus wasn't the only one. For the next 600 years or so, other respected historians went to the site, and every one of them added a new, fascinating layer to the mystery.
So the crucial thing here is, these aren't just random storytellers. These are the leading minds of their time. Herodotus tells us the priests wouldn't let him into the lower levels, claiming they held the tombs of the original kings and even sacred crocodiles. Strabo, writing 400 years later, adds this incredible engineering detail. The ceilings were all made from single monolithic slabs of stone. And then Pliny the Elder comes along and says, the sound of the massive doors opening was like thunder. You see the consistent picture that's emerging? A colossal, complex, and deeply sacred place.
Well, after the fall of Rome, the labyrinth was just lost to time. People quarried its upper stones for other buildings, and the desert basically reclaimed the rest. By the 1800s, most scholars were convinced it was just a myth. But then, modern archaeology entered the picture.
Back in 1888, the famous archaeologist Flinders Petrie found this massive stone platform right where the labyrinth was supposed to be. But he made a critical mistake. He just assumed it was the foundation of a building that had been totally stripped away. And for more than 100 years, that was that. Then, in 2008, the Mataha projects came in with ground-penetrating radar and scanned that exact same spot. What they found was so explosive the results were officially suppressed, which led to someone leaking them online in 2010.
And this is where Petrie's mistake became crystal clear. That massive stone platform you found, it wasn't the foundation, it was the roof. Below it, the radar scans lit up with a huge grid of granite walls, some of them several meters thick, all about 12 meters down. The labyrinth wasn't gone, it was buried, exactly where Herodotus said the lower levels would be.
I mean, this should have been the archaeological discovery of the century, right? The data was clear, the location matched the ancient texts, the scale was just breathtaking. It should have been a moment for celebration, the start of a massive new dig. But that's not what happened.
The Mataha project had done it. They had proven it. Thousands of years of what people called myth were just confirmed by modern science. Herodotus, Strabo, Pliny, they were all telling the truth. The greatest lost wonder of the ancient world was waiting right there under their feet.
Which brings us to the most baffling question in this entire story. The evidence is there. The technology to explore it exists. So why is this absolutely monumental site still just buried under the sand? Well, the answer is as complex as the labyrinth itself.
According to the source material for this explainer, the whole project just slammed to a halt because of one man, Dr. Zahi Hawass. He was the powerful head of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities at the time. When the team asked for permission to actually start digging, he reportedly shut it all down, giving the frankly astonishing reason that it posed a threat to Egypt's national security. And the source material goes on to suggest this wasn't just a one-off thing, but part of a pattern. When radar hinted there were hidden chambers behind King Tut's tomb, that project got shelved. When the Scan Pyramids project found a massive, unexplained void inside the Great Pyramid, the discovery was downplayed. And scans suggesting there were chambers under the Sphinx, similarly dismissed. It seems to show a consistent narrative of obstruction.
But the story doesn't even end there. Years later, new technology looked at the site again, only this time from space. And what it found? Well, it pushed this mystery even deeper.
Using advanced satellite imaging, the kind of tech they normally use to find underground bunkers, analysts identified not one, but 4 distinct layers. 4 of them, going all the way down to a depth of 50 meters. This suggests a complex that's far, far more vast than even those 2008 radar scans could see, all connected by what looks like a central vertical shaft.
And at the very bottom of this 4-level complex, the scans picked up something truly bizarre, an anomaly that they described as a 40-meter, upright, ring-shaped object. The data, according to the analyst, suggested it was made of solid metal. Now, this finding really pushes the story from ancient history into the realm of what some might call fringe science, leaving us with way more questions than answers.
But here's the most tragic part of this whole story. While we're all debating what this means, the labyrinth is dying. Modern irrigation in the area has raised the local water table like crazy. So now, highly salty groundwater is flooding the complex, and this saline water acts like an acid, literally dissolving the ancient stone, turning it back into sand.
So, ultimately, we're in a race against time. One of humanity's greatest historical treasures, a potential archive of a lost civilization, has been found, only to be blocked from exploration, and now it's being actively destroyed. The final question isn't just what's inside, but will we ever even get the chance to find out before it's gone for good?